Hey Gox here. So, a lot of things we got to go over today. Disconnect League. We got Newland Swan on the Steelers theme team. I can show you it's 50 out of 50. It's not a pure Steelers theme team, but I'm here to win games. Check out my second YouTube channel where we go over it and all the cards and get some gameplay with it over there. So, Disconnect League, right? Disconnects is the first thing I want to talk about today. Let's actually talk about it after a word from our sponsor. Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off. So I have no idea why EA is doing so bad on connections with us, right? Like, EA and the way they treat this community, I feel like it does make us into the best community and the strongest community in the world, right? Imagine other communities being this mistreated. They would freak out. Us Madden dudes, we load into a game. We're like, hey yo, this is my first game of Weekend League, I think, or maybe it's my second game. I don't know. One of the first games of Weekend League. Load into it, see our rosters against each other, and then just wait for it. And let's see my reaction. Welcome to Weekend League, Fox. So, normal, right? And I don't understand, like, because they say they've been talking about, like, disconnect issues, and they started accounts to, like, when people have purposely done it and screwed people over. But, like, I don't understand, how is it, like, so hard? I get it, it's difficult to do coding and difficult to do a lot of things in online gaming, but, like, Battlefield, I don't remember ever having these kind of issues. When I was playing that, there's like 64 players there. I mean, it's been going, like, it's 20 years that we've been doing online gameplay, if not before that, going all the way back to Doom when people used to land themselves together. So, like, I don't know, man. It's not like it's a emerging technology. This stuff's pretty well developed. So it is frustrating to see this, and a lot of people are putting out theories for why it's happening, why the disconnect. Is it cross-console? Is it when PS5 matched against PS4, but why didn't that happen during seasons this past week? Why wasn't it getting nearly as many? It's only when, like, the chips are down and, like, it really matters, like you're either in your Super Bowl or Weekend League mostly is where I'm seeing almost all of my disconnects happen. I think I'm 4-1 actually on wins to losses and disconnects on that top 3 this week in Weekend League. But I don't know, dude. It's very frustrating. I don't know why EA is just kind of like, they got like one person and a hamster on it. It's like they're barely doing anything. So maybe disconnects will get like they won't be as bad when the new console generation comes out in a couple weeks in the 4th of December. Maybe then with the crossplay gone, we will be able to move on. And I'm excited for next generation console and the gaming on it. And if it's trash, I'll just move back to PS4 and play Madden 21 the rest of the year there. But I don't know. Frustrating. And then, like, to add insult onto injury, a lot of people are having a lot of trouble with these co-op solos, too, that they put in the game. The Madden the Gathering solos. You got to find a friend. If you do need somebody to do the Madden the Gathering, check out the Discord below. Go in there and ask anybody if they need any help with them. So check out that Discord. It's, in the description below. It's the Fox Discord, so definitely ask there for people to help you with it. But, like, a lot of people are having connection problems in the co-op solos. And, like, it'll be interesting to see, like, EA's numbers. How many people are going to be doing these solos, these co-op solos, together and able to connect with each other? Because I know Squads itself was broken for, like, 2-3 months? Not even. Like, a month or two as when Madden launched. Like, literally, you couldn't even play it. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's stretched too thin. If co-op, if they can't do that because of, the disconnect issues, the online issues that they have currently with Madden, but something needs to change, and I hope it changes quickly, and I hope they really patch it, because, like, every patch has, like, stability and connectivity improvements, and we could tell that was a lie. That was an absolute lie. So, frustrating. Overall, I guess the experience is frustrating, and I don't really mind disconnect losses, because, like, in the end, I'm just playing Madden to have fun. I know not a lot of people are like me. People are going to call me crazy. You play Madden for fun, you insane psycho. Why don't you go play, Spider-Man? I ain't playing Spider-Man, but why don't you go do something else for fun? I do find it fun to play it, and I'm not super competitive. I never finish my weekend leagues because I just can't take it because I get too emotionally invested. But, like, my entire weekend league, I usually play, like, 13 wins is what I go for, and then I quit. So this week, I am 13, or how many wins? I got 12 wins, 1 disconnect loss, and 2 guys redeemed on Twitch quit out of game now. But, like, if I was going for top 100, if I cared that much, like, I did it for a few weekends, I would actually care about that, right? If my content relied on opening packs for Weekend League, and the higher the number, the higher the view count, yeah, sure, I'd be upset. And there's nothing wrong with being upset about that. It's just BS, because they funnel this game like towards competitive, right? MUT used to be like, when I got into it, it's just all about fun. There was no competitive at all. They canceled it years before that. And MUT changed. It went from just, just some guys doing dude things with their friends and just playing MUT to get new cards and try them out on the field to do crazy stuff, to now it's like hyper competitive. Every single reward's along winning the game. You have to win, win, win. And when like the reward is there, but you can't be given it, it's kind of like that old experiment where they give like the monkey, one monkey for doing something, something bland, and another monkey, they give him a grape, and the monkey starts freaking out because they want the grape instead. So give us our grapes, EA, please. And fix your... I know it's easier said than done, right? Just fix it, bro. Right? It's like, just get Rundy, bro. I know that's... I can sit here and say that all day. Fix it, bro. But seriously, please prioritize it. All right, for the second half of the video, we're done with that. Let's go on. A lot of people have asked me about abilities and updating my abilities spreadsheet. So I did, right? I re-ranked them all. I don't know if I'm perfect with this set, but I spent 10 minutes going through, putting places. The list was generally the same as where I put it earlier this year. But I did make some changes around offense. Obviously, some things got nerfed, some things got buffed, some things we discovered that are really nice. But I took down my slot apprentice and route apprentices down from S tier to A tier because they're really good, but I don't think they're like overpowered. And I think I made a mistake. Kind of, they're they're necessary for my offense, right? I mean, but they're not like need and like superpower. Like human joystick is a superpower, gunslinger superpower. Set feet lead is kind of superpower, but it's more situational than gunslinger, and it's a little less consistent, and your throw motion isn't as quick as gunslinger, even though the velocity of the ball is. But anyways, here are the S tiers. So this is hopefully for everybody that's trying to do a lineup. I think everything above C tier is usable. Everything C tier above is good and usable, and even things in D tier, I could definitely see people like put them on. I'm like, all right, I don't have like a problem with it. Do whatever you want, right? Red zone threat, I've seen some people say is really nice for them. I tried it and I was like, It only lines up in the red zone, and maybe I'll just go matchup nightmare instead. But if it works for you, definitely let me know. And if you see anything glitchy on these abilities, 100% fill your boy in, because I'm not perfect, right? Nobody is. And if I miss something, let your boy know and I'll take a look at it. But anyways, if I were putting together a team right now, depending on how I play, right? A lot of these abilities are to kind of help boost the way you play, right? It's really nice that I kind of like the fact that they're not as powerful this year, but they kind of like, oh, I should get out of the way in the middle of this. Sorry. Just so you actually can see them a little bit better. But they kind of like accentuate your play style and give you a little bit of boost. It's kind of like badges in 2K, right? It just helps like focus you and make you a little bit better in those specific things. And I'm not a 2K expert, go ahead and roast me if my knowledge of that isn't great. But like some of these things are very situational and meta dependent, right? Because Edge Protector, Sleight of Hand doesn't really work this year. So I'm going to throw that down here. I got that. Somebody told me it doesn't work this year. Somebody I sort of trust. Now, if it does work this year and you can find something glitchy of it, let me know and I'll put it way back up. But anyways, like Edge Protector, okay? Edge Protector is literally the meta. I don't know if you guys see. Oh, yeah. Edge Protector, literally the meta, because people put Edge Threat on their defensive linemen if Edge Protectors aren't out there, right? So Edge Threat is super powerful. Edge Threat is S tier power level. But the thing is, everybody then put Edge Protectors on, which knocked its power level down. But like the entire game is focused around Edge Threats being a threat to the offense. So offense needs to waste 2 AP every single time. And sadly, Secure Protector doesn't include Edge Protector. We'll see what Protected does, which isn't on our quarterbacks yet, but could be really nice. Where did I put Protected? Protected could be super nice. Oh, I put it all the way up in A tier. I just haven't tested it yet. I imagine if Protected is I don't know. Wait, how much AP is Protected? Let me put it in B tier, because it's not available on cards yet. Once it is, then we'll take a look at it. But actually, you know what? I have the ability spreadsheet right here. Protected is pressure-based. Protected is 3 AP. I don't know, dudes. I don't know. That's okay, I guess. Shoot. Protected might be a little high in the AP. I'll leave it in B tier. until we see it on the field. Because protected is basically a secure protector. So if it doesn't include edge protector and protected, then it's whatever. But if protected has edge protector and secure protector baked into it, just the quarterback, then it's really nice. But then I'd put it at A tier. So anyways, a lot of these things are meta dependent, right? And a lot of these things bounce off each other, which isn't a bad deal, right? If EA puts in something that's super powerful, it's just like when card game creators, your Yu-Gi-Ohs, your Hearthstones, your Magic the Gathering, if they put in a card in a set that they think might be overpowered, they also print a card that's like a direct counter to it. So like Edge Threat, super powerful, but they also printed something that's a direct counter to it, which is fine, which is kind of what we all went to. So everybody has to waste 2 AP, and then everybody kind of switched. Double or Nothing is probably the biggest riser of this whole thing. Double or Nothing, I think Golden Sports discovered it, so shout out to him. But it is like the only like user defensive line move that actually has the AI using it. So Double or Nothing's nice. You spend your AP points. Double or Nothing also brings up, because of this, is being nice. It brings up Mr. Big Stop from F tier into C tier because you got to combo it together to get more pass rush points back. And then like obviously, I brought these things up a little bit, up from F tier to D tier, because they also help get back pass rush points just to feed into Double or Nothing. So Double or Nothing's pretty solid. It is cheap too, and that's its benefit, right? It's only 1 AP, which is why people run it. Otherwise, we'd probably see a few more edge threats out there. So those are the pass rush ones. Inside stuff, it's nice, but like I think it's borderline A, B tier. I threw an A tier because of, it really shuts down inside stuff. The problem is sometimes it just runs past dudes. You really need to QB spy your inside stuff, and it also gets destroyed if you double team that player. So inside stuff, situational, but it is very nice if they do run an inside zone and you have a guy right there and you basically can shut it down a lot of times with that disruption. Strip Specialist went up from one of the lower ranks. I think it was maybe C tier, and I said test on it. But Strip Specialist, I tested. I had a whole defense of Strip Specialists out there. Put it on Strip Aggressive, put it on non-Strip Aggressive, didn't get any strip balls. But we saw a lot of people now using the user blitz with Strip Specialists. You take it basically right out of the quarterback's hands. So it is an A tier, but only very situationally, right? It's super powerful, and even it's like S tier level of power, because turnovers are the biggest deal in Madden. Turnovers are literally decide games and real life football. But like Strip Specialist, it's A tier because it only works on your user, only when you're blitzing the quarterback, if you want to do that kind of, scumbag tactics. But, that's football for you. Do what you can to win. But anyways, I kind of switched from offense to defense. The other one's QB Playmaker. Nobody has this yet, but I just know from years past, Playmaker is just insane. So whenever a card gets that'll be crazy. If you could stack them all on a card. Hot Route Master, I believe, I just love Hot Route Master so much. So, there's still, I love right now where quarterbacks are. We have the debate between just use Gunslinger on the strong arm guys, or with Field General for Hot Route Master and Set Feet Lead, because Set Feet Lead's like a wider down version of Gunslinger. So it's really cool. I think balance of the game right now, at least for quarterbacks, is the greatest it's ever been, right? You can use an escape artist quarterback. You can do the rollout type of stuff, corners, and then throw like a tight end on a delay fade, and then just get open because it's how glitchy it is. They can't even because he's on a delay fade, he'll block it, and he'll stop my contain. I just played it earlier today in Weekend League, and then they'll release it, and then so you can just scramble out because the contains don't work at that point. You got to basically spy and send right away. But anyways, it's kind of cool. So, Threat Detector Identifier, also A tier. I use them on offense. Fearless is nice, but I don't really use it on my quarterbacks because the only guys that get Fearless, I put Hot Route Master there instead for it. So once the quarterbacks start getting higher overall, they'll start to get multiple across the archetypes, and that's when we'll start to go all right, this is the guy you got to run, because a Field General 96 overall, we'll get Hot Route Master and Gunslinger. So once we get that, then there might not be a reason for a whole lot of other quarterbacks. So right now, I think Madden is basically at its peak. Madden 21, I think right now is the best it's gonna be all year. As people like, oh wow, that's sad. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's always great early before it really devolves later. And maybe the best was already happened. Maybe it was the first month of the gameplay, and now we're kind of in the downslope. What else did I miss? That I kind of need to describe. I think armbar got potential, and I don't think people have really discovered it yet. You get some really nice armbars off it. They buffed stiff arms 5 patches ago. Slotomatic and Route Tech. You see more people run Route Tech than Slotomatic, but I think they're both pretty solid. Pass lead elite I put down because its AP cost is too high. I'd rather use set feet lead. That's just, it is what it is. Conductor maybe could go down to C tier. It's really nice though, getting off quick. It's just I don't know if I'd take Conductor over a lot of these guys. Also, we don't see as many DB blitzes this year. It's not that they don't work. It's just whenever you come out in a formation that has that DB blitzing, like 1-4-6, the one that gets them home free. Basically, people go to 2-1-2 bunch or 2-1-2 trips, which is 2 wide receivers, running back, or 2 running backs and a tight end, 2-1-2. And then they just audible to I form and then run a dive on you for like 50 yards. So like that's why you don't see as much 1-4-6 this year, because that audible down that we can all do. Fast break, I don't really see a whole lot of fast break. I could consider dropping it to C tier, but I still think his power level is fine. Just not a lot of people run it. Quarterback's fumble. I think fast break's okay still, but maybe I'm wrong. It's not as powerful as like S tier last year. Matchup nightmare, especially against man coverage. Streaking your tight end against man coverage and just chucking up. I know Tex is a big fan of this. I haven't really used it a whole lot. When I used it, I faced nothing but zone guys, so it didn't really work. But in that zero cover man, chucking it up to a tight end on a high point pass and then just coming down with it's kind of glitchy against something that would generally be very hard to beat. Like I talked about protected. These ones are kind of like weaker, but I think they're definitely usable. Leapfrog was like A tier, S tier until they nerfed the Jurdle. That was like a couple months ago, it feels like. They nerfed that Jurdle. It was a pretty glitchy thing early on. The Deadeyes, they're okay, especially roaming. Roaming might actually be up to B tier, and then the other ones I'll keep at C tier. No look, I don't really see a lot of people run, because we don't see a lot of people outside the pocket anymore. But I'm sure if we do get more escape artist quarterbacks that people like to use, we will see some more no-look Deadeyes. But Bruiser, I put lower than Armbar. You're like, wait, isn't Bruiser a combination of Armbar and Trucking? The reason why Bulldozer is a combo, the reason why is because it's higher AP. And I don't think Trucking's as good with that as Armbar is. Trucking's okay this year. I don't think the ability is crazy. Unless something changed recently, I don't think the ability was very crazy for me. But Armbar is nice. I just think it's not worth the extra AP to get the combo or the original on those Bruisers. So like, I could potentially downgrade the Trucking one, but I'm gonna leave them all at C tier. I think they're usable. They're not great. Outside Apprentice for those deep posts are kind of cool. Nasty Streak has potential to wreck stuff. I don't see a ton of people running it though. Like what was it last year? Last year early on, Nasty Streak was S tier. I'm glad they nerfed that to not allow tackles at tight end for it to work against them. And then like D tier, F tier. I mean, there's potential here on some of the deep out elite, right? If somebody can get down a swerve or something. Deep in elite, I think is good. I actually might move this up to C tier because like post patterns and the deep way of beating guys deep middle is kind of nice, and then hanging on to it. But they're like, you really have to know your offense in and out to put a mid out, mid in, short in, short out. I really don't think short in, short out are really usable. I could probably put those down to that because I don't think it's valuable enough short routes because most of the time they are open. They're most just check downs. The only reason you throw them. Then over here, I don't like any of those at all. Defense, I kind of went through tier A. Tier B, I think is definitely usable. C is usable also. Deep route KO's got potential to be higher. I see a lot of people run this instead of one step ahead because it's 1 AP cheaper. Basically, if you get beat on a post pattern or something, it's very glitchy. Just come in like they just like like a tackle from behind and it knocks out and your guy drops it. It's very frustrating offense when your guy just drops a ball randomly. And that's what deep route KO does. Makes the offense frustrated with it. Medium route KO, same thing. You got to run basically a man coverage scheme, and then like they run a corner route and you kind of if you can kind of like touch them after they catch it, then it gets knocked out and people are pissed off. I would assume one step ahead and deep route and medium route KO basically creates the ultimate corner, right? You can put that on 2 corners. One step ahead, deep route KO. I guess that's 3, 5, 6. You probably wouldn't need one step ahead then. But anyways, the rest of them, they're okay. I didn't rank the ones that are not in MUT right now. Like the runs, like if you run commit specialist or pass commit specialist, I think the focus kicker is an S tier ability. Also, clutch kicker I think is C tier. So always go with focus kicker there on your special teams. So there it is, my updated. Let me know what you guys think. This was a long video. I apologize. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.